What if I told you the money sitting in your pocket isn't real, not counterfeit, not illegal, but something far more dangerous, a system-approved illusion, a silent war fought every second between real money that holds value and fake prosperity that only looks valuable until it collapses. And here's the real mystery. Why do governments, billionaires, and financial elites openly support a system that quietly destroys the value of your savings while increasing theirs? Stay with me, because what you're about to learn is not taught in schools, not covered in news channels, and not what your bank wants you to understand. Because once you see the truth behind how money is created, destroyed, manipulated, and weaponized, you'll understand the entire game. This is the silent war between real money and fake prosperity. To understand today's war, we must go back a little over 100 years, to a time when money actually meant something. Back then, a dollar could be exchanged for a fixed amount of gold. Governments couldn't print unlimited money. Banks couldn't loan out money they didn't have. And people worked, saved, and accumulated real wealth. But behind closed doors, powerful men were planning something different. In 1910, on a secretive island called Jekyll Island, a group of bankers and politicians met in complete secrecy. Their goal? Rewrite the rules of money. The outcome of that meeting became the Federal Reserve System in the United States, a private central bank model that countries around the world later copied. At the time, nobody knew it, but this was the beginning of the shift from real money to artificial prosperity. A shift from savings to debt, from value to illusion, from independence to dependency. But why? And what happened next? Once central banks gained control over money creation, something subtle but powerful happened. Money was no longer a store of value. It became a tool for economic stimulation, a tool for controlling inflation, a tool for influencing politics, a tool for powering wars without asking taxpayers. Governments realized they could spend more than they had. Banks realized they could lend more than they owned. And citizens? They didn't realize anything. Not yet. This new system needed one final push before it could fully disconnect from restraint. That push came in 1971, when U.S. President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard entirely. From that moment forward, money became fiat, created by governments, backed by nothing but promises. Unlimited, unrestricted, uncontrolled. The era of fake prosperity had begun. Once money became unbacked, global economies changed forever. Governments realized something shocking. They could print money to solve almost any problem. Want to fund wars? Print money. Want to boost the economy? Print money. Want to win elections with new programs? Print money. And each time, the people cheered, unaware that every new dollar printed made their old dollars worth less. This was the rise of debt-fueled growth, artificial stock market highs, housing bubbles, consumerism driven by credit cards, a global belief that prosperity can be created out of thin air. But like every illusion, this one had consequences, major ones. The cracks started showing as early as the 1980s, but became impossible to ignore after 2008. The world faced the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Banks collapsed, markets crashed, people lost homes, jobs, savings. And what was the solution? The same formula that caused the problem. More money printing, more debt, more artificial prosperity. Economists called it quantitative easing, a beautiful phrase that simply means, we printed trillions to save the people who caused the problem. The silent war grew louder. Real money, your savings, your income, your purchasing power was losing the battle. But fake prosperity, the stock market, debt, asset inflation was winning. For now. Here's the dark truth the world is slowly waking up to. Fake prosperity produces real pain. Wages stagnate. Prices rise. Debt explodes. Savings disappear. And the wealth gap becomes a canyon. Let's look at the fallout. Since 1971, the US dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Global debt has surpassed $300 trillion, a number that cannot ever be fully repaid. Housing affordability is at its worst in modern history. Middle-class wealth is shrinking at record speed. 60% plus of people in developed countries live paycheck to paycheck. This isn't an accident. It's the direct result of a system built on expanding money supply and shrinking real value. But the story gets even darker. Because each time the system breaks, governments don't fix it, they double down. Every economic crisis in the last 50 years has been met with the same so-called solutions. 1. Lower the interest rates. 2. Print more money. 3. Increase government spending. 4. Encourage borrowing. These aren't fixes. They're narcotics for the economy. Temporary relief that guarantees bigger crashes later. Look at the patterns. 2008 crash printed trillions, led to biggest asset bubble in history. Pandemic crisis printed even more, triggered highest inflation in 40 years. Inflation crisis raised interest rates, now causing global debt distress. These solutions don't repair the system. They protect it, even if it crushes the average citizen. Because fake prosperity must be maintained at any cost. If it collapses, the entire financial structure collapses with it. Now let's connect it to today. Look around. Stock markets at all-time highs even while economies struggle. Housing prices rising faster than salaries. Currency values falling worldwide. Countries secretly buying record amounts of gold. 60-plus currencies experiencing double-digit inflation. Governments drowning in debt. And increasingly, everyday people unable to afford basic life expenses. This is not a coincidence. It's not a glitch. It's the pattern. Every economic boom of the past decades was fueled by fake prosperity, and every crash was the result of its consequences. And here's the most revealing clue. For the first time since 1971, nations are moving back toward real money. China, Russia, India, the Middle East, all buying gold at historic levels. Even Western countries are preparing for a reset. Why? Because they know the illusion is reaching its limit. The silent war is entering its final phase. So what can we learn from this entire story? Takeaway number 1, real money holds value. Fake prosperity steals it. Savings, cash, and salaries lose purchasing power every year in a fiat system. Takeaway number 2, every printed dollar is a hidden tax. Inflation is not accidental. It's the price citizens pay for government overspending. Takeaway number 3, the system won't protect you. You must protect yourself. Understanding money is no longer optional, it's survival. Final warning. We are living through one of the biggest financial transitions in history. Every country, every bank, every currency is part of this silent war. Those who understand the system will adapt. Those who don't will become its casualties. If you found this eye-opening, then subscribe, like, and share this video, because more people need to understand what's happening behind the scenes. And in the next video, we'll reveal what the elites are doing right now to prepare for the future of money, and how you can, too. This was the silent war between real money and fake prosperity. Stay curious, stay aware, stay ahead. So what can we learn from this entire story? Takeaway number 1, real money holds value. Fake prosperity steals it. Savings, cash, and salaries lose purchasing power every year in a fiat system. Takeaway number 2, every printed dollar is a hidden tax. Inflation is not accidental. It's the price citizens pay for government overspending. Takeaway number 3, the system won't protect you. You must protect yourself. Understanding money is no longer optional, it's survival. Final warning. We are living through one of the biggest financial transitions in history. Every country, every bank, every currency is part of this silent war. Those who understand the system will adapt. Those who don't will become its casualties. If you found this eye-opening, then subscribe, like, and share this video, because more people need to understand what's happening behind the scenes. And in the next video, we'll reveal what the elites are doing right now to prepare for the future of money, and how you can, too. This was the silent war between real money and fake prosperity. Stay curious, stay aware, stay ahead.